would you?
Yeah, there's all these systems, for example, like around that you can get rebates for energy if you've got disabilities, like that are particular and so forth, right? So, and they're reasonable rebates, right? But the form, and then you've got to take it to the doctor, and you've got to understand how to get a thing, and you've got to understand your stuff. Like it's like a 10-step process.
Yeah.
Like it's like, for, and I'm going to go to like something which I've observed because I've done this with even with say education. So if you are on disability support pension in Australia, most TAFEs and other universities have really like zero price. Like
you can get to do all those courses for next.
With people who help you in certain
can help you through the course.
Actually help you through the course, have extra tuition and so forth, one-on-ones and stuff. Like, and so if you go to the, say for example, I go to Queensland or New South Wales TAFE, and I look at that, you can't tell that that's the case. Like you can go and you can look at a course.
It's another one of those really hidden things.
It's completely hidden. Like as a person who's unable and you're going through and you're like, oh, I'd like to study that, it doesn't feel like that there's any support there. It's not like on the front page. It's like, are you unable to work this out? Are you unable? Click here. Like that. You actually
you're having difficulties? This is the way to the portal.
Someone who will help you. I've never done this before. Like, no, I can't do it. And so you got to go through it. Okay, for an example, is like with the pricing thing. To understand that you pay $0 with DSP, with disability support pension, you have to register for the course, register USI, register with TAFE, agree to the
go
course,
through everything right up to the point of paying
with
for
pay,
it.
put your pension number in, do all the things, and it comes through, and then tells you that you're paying $0. And at no point prior to that, it'll just say maybe, and you might get a special discount.
Once the final thing goes through, when you put your pension in.
Everything is like there's concessions.
Do not fear, you won't be any money that looks like it's got to be paid. It'll automatically just go to zero at the end, and you just go.
It doesn't say that enough. It all just says you may have concessions, but what's a concession? $10? You know, like it's not actually
nothing.
And here was the thing for me. Like I looked through, so I have narcolepsy, and I thought about like putting that in as because it actually affects the way that I might be able to study in certain class environments. It was boring ass lectures. So, but then as soon as I was trying to register, as soon as I said that maybe I had a condition, it didn't let me finish registering for the course. I was then going to have to contact people and then put through a process, and that can be really a barrier for people. Like I don't want to speak to them. Maybe I just want to do
I just want to do the thing.
I just want to do it quiet. I want to make a big scene. Like a lot of people, and I've been thinking about like a lot of ways. Like it's like why on a university website wouldn't there be like a big wheelchair symbol on the front page? I've just been quite crass about it, but as an example, click here, right? And on one level, I think actually it's because we actually want to make it like it's equal opportunity, and so that as a disabled person you're just the same as everyone else.
Yeah, and so if you can't figure it out, how to get to the
the result is that you can't figure it out.
The special assistance lift, and maybe you shouldn't be here anyway.
Well, it's instead of making a big scene and putting a big blue and white wheelchair sticker on the front page of the university website, it's discreet. You don't have to feel disabled to be here. Like I think what it's trying to do is by trying to be respectful, by not saying, like by not making a big deal out of it, that you're a normal person too, and you just you get what I mean? Like that it's
equality.
Yeah.
The
reason why it's hidden is because of equality.
Equality makes it hidden so that you can go through just as much pain as most people who would be paying for the course would actually pay for it, right up until the point that you're not paying for it, and it's just, it's free.
And also like just the support, like the support is at the end of the process.
The whole illusion of this is going to cost me a shit ton suddenly just disappears.
Yeah, but it's strange how the cost level, but also the support level, like there's not like like for example, if you go to the contact page of TAFE, it says web chat, voice, right? So once again, it's not like saying if you have disability or language issues, call this other number.
Please contact here.
It's expecting, because it's being equal, that everyone just rings the one number, and then if you can't work your way through what all that shit means, and then the person who won't care much at the other end, because it's not like number one, if you've called this because you're unable to use the service and need like someone to help you through, like that should be option one. It's like, have you registered? What is your USI? Like the 19th question would be, and you have to go and then someone else, and they would send an email to the disability person who would then get to know, like it would be like, you know what I mean? It'd be a bit like the NDIS thing again, where you get through to someone who would be raising a ticket. Putting the fucking ticket, right?
Putting the fucking ticket in.
And the next time you call back, that person won't be there. And you'll be having somebody who's checking up to see if you've got any tickets. And all they will be able to say is like, we'll make another ticket.
Couldn't contact.
Waiting for TAFE's disability team to call you back. So like by then you're terrified, thinking that you're not wanted because your whole life's been fucking
only because the unable person's looking at their phone and the phone's not an unlisted number, so they're not sure. The old Samsung saying it's possible spam, so you even more.
Whole other level.
You're freaking out even more.
Freaking them out.
Thinking some
NDIS is calling
spam,
them.
but
The amount of people
they've been totally
who have lost NDIS because
and then terrified by these unknown numbers ringing them.
Rang them for 3 days straight, and then there's no answer, cancelled their freaking NDIS. Ka-chink.
I know, that's it.
No attempt to actually call like a normal human being. So when you actually speak to the disability officer, right, they are keen. They like behave as if like they're grateful because they don't have any, like there's not enough people for them to prove this, because they need to, otherwise they might lose their job.
Starving to prove worth.
So while these disabled people are all being kept away, the people there just need them. Like they're like, they've got so much spare capacity. It's so a resource is great, and then they feel quite edgy because they behave a bit weirdly because then they're so like
because they're so lonely from
just
inability to help.
Been made helpless. We'd like you to come in here and help people with disabilities.
Start up on the help, you know.
And they're like, oh wow, really, like I've trained, I'd love to help disabled people, it's going to be so good. They just sit in an office and do nothing. And it's just like, and the whole thing's just there to like, so that because we know we need to show that if disabled people come along, we'd help them. And occasionally if you do.
And they do, they get good help.
Occasionally someone comes along and they'll get helped a little bit as a disabled person, usually a bit late and things maybe, or in certain ways. And the ways that matter most aren't available.
No, the two helping in the you know, learning facility.
Right, let's get
Look, you know,
like if you really,
see how they like it, innit? Think about it. Otherwise they'd be changing it.